everyone, and welcome to the બ્યુટી Is Show. It is your girl Crystal Garrett, and today I have my model Keri with me, and we are going to talk about foundation, highlighting, and contouring on dark-skinned women. So stay tuned if you want to know more about what we have going on today. So Keri, tell me a little bit about what it is that you're wanting to know, what your issues are, what your concerns are, and how I can help you with your foundation.
I have a lot of issues with foundation, picking the right color because I'm dark. So I want to learn how to apply the correct foundation and the right color. Because sometimes I have like a white base. Sometimes it's a
That's that white cast that I'm talking about all the time.
Guidance. And yeah, I just need some guidance.
Okay. So tell me what you normally do. Do you normally wear like a liquid or a powder or both?
Well, I used to wear a powder. I switched over to liquid, which is better for me. I do the primer and then I put the liquid on. And it works better. But then throughout the day, I start glistening, you know. So I have to dab it 2-3 times in a day.
Okay. So do you use a powder with it?
I don't.
Okay. So what I am hearing from you is that you need a foundation that doesn't give you that white cast.
Right.
And something that of course is going to match your skin tone.
Correct.
Now, highlighting and contouring, you need help with that too?
I do.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and do some highlighting and contouring. And foundation, and of course we're going to make the perfect foundation for Keri, my famous custom blend foundation. Yes. So let's get started. So first things first, Keri, is we will start to create a foundation that's going to match your skin tone. Okay. So one of the things that I find that women of color having issues in is finding the right tone. Normally we end up with these foundations that are too orange or too red for our skin tone. So that's the first thing, is just finding a tone that is perfect for what you have going on. Okay, so just kind of determining what your undertone is. And when I say undertone, I mean the colors that show through in your skin. Meaning people actually have red tones that show through in their skin. People have yellow tones that show through in their skin. And you just kind of have to determine what shows through. Some people have like an olive skin tone, you know, things like that. So when I think about a skin tone and the undertones that show through, I like to go more into the décolleté area because that gives you the true color of that tone that's going to shine through. So a lot of people have different tones in their skin. Their face is a different color than their neck or their décolleté, and I suffer from that as well. Your face is a little bit darker than your décolleté and your shoulders and all that good stuff. So the issue with that is when you go in to put on a foundation that matches your face, then it will be super, super dark, and then you still have this lightness in your neck and your décolleté area. So what I would like to do is to create a foundation that is going to blend your face tone all the way in with your décolleté area and everything. So when you look into the mirror, you can see a tone right in here, and then your tone starts to change, you know, when it comes up to your face. But you can still see in your forehead area and around your nose that tone that you're seeing here. And then like right in here, you can see where it starts to get a little bit darker, and then maybe a little darker here. So what we want to do is just go ahead and find a foundation that's going to blend everything in together. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me, when you look into your décolleté area and your forehead area, what color do you see? Like a red or a yellow?
I see yellowish.
Yep. So I see a yellow tone. So that's kind of what we'll be going for. Now, in order to brighten up your skin in the areas that are more dark or a little bit dull, we want to go with something that has like a peach tone. And that's what we call color correcting. Okay. So we have a couple of things to think about. We want to think about the yellow in your skin tone and the areas that are a little more darker or a little dull looking in color. Okay. So we want to be careful not to go too yellow, because that will make this area turn greenish, okay? So again, we want to find something right in the middle and maybe like a peachy tone to help color correct those areas, okay? So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and start to mix this foundation. So you can see that kind of has like a mahogany tone to it. I'm going to go ahead and grab a foundation that has more of a yellow tone as well. Okay, so this one has like a yellow tone as well. So you can see the difference. You see how this one has more of a yellow tone and it has kind of a red tone. So if we mix the two together, then I'll probably get the perfect tone. Gonna add a little bit more of this yellow.
Okay.
And now let's try it and see what it looks like. Now I know that when, like, if you were to go in the store, it would be super hard to do this, but you kind of have an idea of the colors that you would look for, you know, the tones. So that looks pretty good. Look at that in the mirror.
Where's that?
So see, you blend it right in. So here's the thing. I'm gonna make it melt into your skin even more.
Okay.
So what I'm looking at here, I still need a little bit of a color correction to go on. So I'm gonna add a little bit of yellow to it.
Okay.
A little bit of yellow to it. A little bit of yellow. There we go. Okay. So I'll add a little bit more of the yellow, and let's see what that looks like. And remember how I talked about adding, making a peach tone, just to kind of make sure everything is not dull or whatever. When you add yellow and red, it makes what?
What does it make? Green.
Yellow and red makes green. Okay, so what does yellow and red make?
Brown.
No,
That's brown. Orange.
orange. Yellow and red makes orange, believe it or not.
Yay.
Okay, so see, it's orange. Nevertheless, this will brighten up a darker skin tone, okay? So that's the whole purpose behind me adding yellow and red into the foundation. So even though that, look at that, even though that's lighter in color, it's going to allow, once you blend it in, it will just brighten up your skin. So take a peek. So you see how it just blends right on in?
Excellent.
Good deal. So that is our foundation. So, and then we have some primers that are really smooth and silky. So you see how that one leaves a nice smooth silky finish. So it just kind of depends on what your preference is and the finish that you're going for with your makeup application. Now, we have to be careful when we talk about primers that have tints and tones to them, because just like some of the foundations, they can leave you with a cast on your face and it will show through. Okay, especially if you have darker skin tones or dull skin tones, okay? So if you're using a primer that has a tint to it, like a white tint to it, then you want to kind of do a little bit of color correction on the back end with your foundation or your primer, okay? And that's very possible too. So how do you like your foundation? Do you like your foundation to be like a natural look or more of a matte look?
Matte natural. Is that such a thing?
Okay,
let's go with matte.
Let's go with matte. Okay, so if we're gonna go with matte, we're gonna use this primer, which is our બ્ૈᴪEᴪ Matte Poreless Priming Primer. Now, again, this is one of those primers that has a tint to it, okay? And you can apply this with your fingers or you can apply it with the foundation brush.
Okay.
You wanna apply it?
Okay.
Yeah, apply it with your fingers. Okay, so now what I want you to do is I want you to look at your face and look where you put the primer. And I mean, I want you to blend it in, yeah, but you can see where you put the primer and where you didn't. You see how it left you really matte, but it also has kind of like a cast to it, like a white cast to it. You see that? So that is kind of what I'm talking about. So make sure you just kind of blend it in all over. Don't miss any areas.
Okay.
Yeah, good. And you see your skin just matted automatically. You see that took all the shine away, which is cool. So now let's go in with your foundation. So normally when I'm doing foundation, especially with the brush, I take and put a little bit on the back of my hand. And normally I'm warming up the foundation when I do that, okay? Just so that it spreads nice and neat. Now, even though this color looks really, really light, light in color, it blends in perfectly with your skin tone. Okay, and it brightens up the areas that tend to be a little bit dull. So that, that can be tricky if you're getting the product out of the store, because sometimes they look lighter or darker in the package, and you never know what you're gonna get. So it's almost like trial and error, which is why the custom blend foundation is so popular. And you see, you don't have to blend it all the way down your neck. I'm just kind of going around and stopping right at the jawline. Okay, so take a look at the whole entire side of the face. Okay, I want you to go ahead and do the other side.
Okay, let me see. Am I doing it wrong?
Did you warm it up on the back of your hand?
Oh,
Nope.
no.
But that's okay. Yeah, just
Am I doing this right?
just kind of take, because you already have a lot on your face right now. So okay, now let's see. Just blend up. Yeah.
Am I doing this right? It don't feel right, but I don't know.
So you want to take your brush and you kind of come in downward motions. You have a little bit more on your, like you use a little bit more product than what I would normally start out with, but it's blendable, so we can work with that. Okay, so did you get your forehead and everything?
No, not yet.
Don't forget your forehead and everything.
Amazing.
So you see how that color, the foundation, it blends into your skin tone, but it also blends all the way down too. And the great thing is that it's buildable. So if you feel like you need more coverage in different areas, you can blend more in too.
I need you to make one, please. Thank you.
Okay, so pretty much that's your foundation. Now, in order to set the foundation for your makeup to last all day long, you need to set your foundation with a powder normally. So with the powder, you have so many different options. Have you ever used a powder before? You said yes, right?
Just not together, but yeah.
Just not together. So was your powder loose or pressed? Loose. Perfect. So with the loose powder, they tend to be lighter in coverage. And our pressed powders can carry more pigment. Okay. So there are some pressed powders that are translucent powders, but there are some pressed powders that are also foundation coverage.
Okay.
So it just kind of depends on what you prefer. But if you like a loose powder, that's awesome. So we have multiple loose powders here that we can try, and again, they tend to be lighter in coverage.
Okay.
So let's just dump a little bit of our loose powder out. And all this is going to do is just kind of dust over the foundation just to kind of set it in place.
Okay.
And you want to use more of a fluffy brush. I like the fluffy flat top brushes like this.
Okay.
And these bristles are designed to hold lots of product. That's why they're fluffy on the top, and then they kind of get more compact towards the furrow area. And let me decide what color we're going to go with. Now this tone, this is a medium tone, and it's a sheer loose powder. And the great thing about this tone is that it's going to brighten up the skin, but it also has a little bit of a shimmer effect. So take a peep in there. You see how it has just a little bit of a shimmer effect? Okay, so how this works is you just take your flat end of the powder brush and stick it right down into your powder.
Okay.
You can tap a little bit off and then turn it upside down and tap all of this powder down into the bristle. So all of that powder that was on top there has sunk down into the bristles. So that's going to give you plenty of powder to buff all on your skin.
Got it.
Okay, so your turn.
So, oh, wait.
You have enough? You might need a little more. Is there enough on it? Okay. Try the table.
Don't look like yours, do
It doesn't.
you? I may have put too much. I'm gonna see, okay?
Okay. I can't see, so I'm gonna get in the mirror. Okay. Oh, that's good. Just make sure you kind of buff it all in so that there are no lines. That's pretty.
I love that.
Okay, now look at how good that looks. It just blends totally all down in with your décolleté area.
It does.
And now it's time to highlight and contour. Okay? So, with our highlight and contour, one of my pet peeves I just can't stand when I see brown skinned girls using a highlighter that is white. It totally drives me insane because it's almost impossible to blend that in, and even if you are good enough to blend that in, it still leaves you with a white cast right on those areas that you highlighted. So I'm totally against using a white product in order to highlight, but you can use something which is a yellow or peach depending on your skin tone. So today what we're going to do is we're going to try out this yellow skin tone here, which is like a medium, and to contour we're going to use a contour palette that has a darker contour in it, okay? And we'll see how that works.
Okay.
So we're going to contour with powder today, okay? For your highlight, I would like for you to use like a fluffy brush, either this size Or if you want to be more specific, you can use, you know, something this size, which is more detailed. Or you can use a nice fan brush, which will give you a nice blending. It has lots of blending abilities. Okay? So let's start out with the fan brush. And just pick up a little product.
Highlighting right now.
We are highlighting right now. So what this fan brush does is it just gives you the ability to really blend. And we want to highlight right in this area, which is at the height of the cheekbone.
Okay.
Okay, so take a peek.
And
And I'll do that. So you see right at the height of the cheekbone.
Gotcha. Let's see.
You see it? So we blend it in nice and good. And let's try the other side. I mean, you got to practice so you can learn how to do it yourself. You may need a little bit more product.
Is it going? Okay.
So it does so well when you use the fan brush that you can't even see the product. So that means that it's blending well, okay?
Gotcha.
I would do a little bit more on that side. You see? Now you can see it added on there. And if you want to highlight down the center of your nose, you can definitely do that. And most of the time you wear your hair over your forehead, but I would take and just do right in this area, almost like a triangle, like an upside down V triangle. And then just take and fill it in with one swoop. Like I would turn the brush this way and swoop this way. So this would be my motion. I would be here, here, and then here.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay? Okay, so that's like our tip for highlighting. And then if we want to add a contour, we can go in with a darker tone. And I would suggest starting out with this tone here. And I like to use a small fan brush just like that one. And in your area where you want to contour, you want to go right in that socket. You see that? Just right in that socket. And bring it from your hairline. You see that? Look at that. Bring it from your hairline. There you go. And do the same thing on the other side. And you see how that really lifts your cheekbones? I mean, you have high cheekbones anyway, but that really kind of carves your face out so that you can get that selfie right.
And what is this I see? Okay, so it's here. Ain't it something right here? Or something?
Oh, that's your highlight. If you're going to highlight, it'll be right in here.
Okay.
So a lot of people tend to contour their foreheads if they feel that they have like a larger forehead. You can do a swoop right across your forehead here, but you wear your hair down anyway most of the time. But pretty much along the cheekbone area and also to slim the nose. So here's my other pet peeve with slimming the nose with contouring. What I see a lot of people doing is just doing like this block of the nose. So what it ends up looking like is here and here. So what in reality, what I would like to do is to give the nose a shape, which is to like come at a V angle. And it actually gives the nose a shape of a slimmer nose at an angle. So I normally tend to start right up in here and just bring it inwards here. And then On the other side, same thing, and just bring it in.
Good.
So it's almost like you're bringing it at a point, you see?
Wow.
And then if you want to go ahead and connect this up towards the eyebrow area, it makes it look more natural. Now, in order to enhance this, I would love to take a little bit of a bronzer and just go right down the center there. So, if you have any questions or comments, please make sure that you leave them in the description below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and we will see you in the next video.
All right, we're live.
He makes me so sick.
All right.
Awesome. That's awesome work, but he's hell to work with.
All right. I'm sorry, that's my car. I know that's my car. Excuse me.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna go get paid.
I like that because it helps. I like that because I like that.
When nobody knows, you just kept going. It was like
Yes.
it was like half a second and cut.
Oh my God.
I think that was pretty good. Do I stop it?
Yeah, you can stop.